When Ken parted company with the PNP,
Yes, 4
and we was out there in the wilderness,
crisis, yes.
who should take him to his bosom but Bustamante? Took him to his bosom, made him a member of his party, sent him up for election. He became a federal MP, and almost lived at Buster's house.
Yes,
You know,
ability to forgive.
never
It's an
remember
important
it.
quality. It's sometimes
Yes.
we need in Jamaica today.
And any one of he had many foes, but no enemies.
Yes, yes.
And that spirit of forgiveness went down to the lowest man on the street. Lady Bustamante told me when I was doing her biography, and she told me of driving out with him, and they see a man on the street, he's poor, he's begging or something like that, and she said, look at that man. He used to give you such a hard time. Remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Buster said, oh yes, stop the car, bring him here, put it in his pocket, take out money, give to him, and say, have a good day. That was the sort of man he was. So
a
generous.
large heart.
Yes, whether to enemy or even children.
He loved children.
He would be driving to a busy apartment and he saw a child walking in the sun going home from school. Stop the car. Take the child in the car. Carry the child home, even though it's all a little out of his way. Those things meant so much.
He was a man, he could deal with the pomp and the ceremony, but he never caused that to let him lose his common touch. Eh?
Well, you have heard of people who walk with kings.
Yes.
And kept the common touch.
He really exemplified that.
I think he was a king who had the common touch. You know, and he exemplified it all the time. He came down to the people, never waited for the people to come up to him. And I have my own personal experience of these things because
tell me about your
I
own
didn't go to meet him.
relationship.
He came to meet me, a humble citizen. And from there, the relationship grew. Because
how did you meet him?
I was one time a community leader in Harborview.
Different from community leader now, you know. When you talk about community leader, in those days, what the community leader meant then, yes.
You know? And a number of things happened in that community. It was a new place, we were doing all sorts of things. But the greatest one of all is when, you know, it was a firing range. The army used to go there and fire shots and big bombs and things. And some of them never exploded. And they remained there in the sand until in later years rain washed them up and all that. I remember one Sunday afternoon, 3 little boys found one of these bombs and playing with it and playing with it. The thing went off and killed the 3 of them right there.
Oh, that's so.
You know, it was a great tragedy. And everybody's so stunned and all that. Next thing I know, Bustamante is calling and arrive on the scene to find out what happened, what could he do. He didn't send anybody.
Came.
You know, when we had another problem where the soil wouldn't accommodate the sewage that was going there, it was overflowing pits and all these things here, and creating a real health hazard. And one Sunday I get a phone call from Lady B. She says, the chief wants to talk to you. I said, my God, the chief wants to talk to me? Yeah. And she said, he wants to come down there to see what is the problem. So I said, but of course. And the next thing I know, the man is in my house. And he brings along with the chief medical officer, and having greeted me, he goes to find the helper, ask her what's cooking and all that sort of thing, have a chat with her, and then come back to me, and then go about the business. In 24 hours, official attention is being given to every problem that we have. This was the sort of man he was. Action
person. Was deeply concerned, a compassionate
man.
Yes. Compassionate and caring man.
Yes.
Of course, there are so many more anecdotes.
Since writing the book, people have been calling me with more stories.
To add more. Bustamante, Notes, Quotes, and Anecdotes by Ken Jones. It's a book that you should get. You have more information about the kinds of things that we were talking about. We thank you for your company as usual on Issues and Answers. Next week I'll be back. Until then, Ian Bourne wishing you a pleasant evening.
Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart,
the wisdom and courage of my mind, and the strength and vigor of my body.
In the service of my fellow citizens, I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace.
To work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly.
So that Jamaica may honor God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity,
and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race.
And this is where we'll have to close the pages of Jamaica Magazine for today. Remember, this and other programs can be viewed online at www.jis.gov.jm. And we welcome your feedback. So while you're there, take a minute to drop us a line at jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the team here at the JIS, I'm Samantha Allen. Have a great evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.